God from prayer, God from the school, even further. And I sat at home and I watched and I listened to things that were going on, and I said, surely this can't be going on in my county. I have grown up in this county. I went to Middleburg Elementary. I went to J.L. Wilkinson Junior High School. I went to Middleburg High School. I graduated from Middleburg High School in the dual enrollment early admissions program, and also went on to St. John's River Community College. And I thought, surely this is not really going on in my county where I have lived nearly all of my life. And I continued to pray, but it just seemed like the more I prayed, the worse it got. And so I started attending the school board meetings. And I watched as school board members voted to try to place an injunction against this man right here, who had done absolutely nothing wrong, but just wanted to go up to the schools and pray for the children and pray for people's protection and people's blessing. And I can't quite understand what is wrong with that. Amen. Especially if it's before school and it's not hours. So I felt the Lord tugging on me and saying, I want you to stand up. And I said, oh, no, not me. I'm not the one. I have no experience. I've never done that before. And he kept pressing and kept pressing. And so finally, after about 3 weeks of no sleep, being woken up in the middle of the night numerous times, I finally said, okay, Lord, I will do it. But if I do this, it's not me, it's you. It's not about me at all. And so throughout this time that I had filed, I started talking to people in September, and then I actually filed in April of this year to be on the ballot. And throughout that time, the Lord has just lined up numerous opportunities for me. When I was coming up and I was growing up and beginning my career, I started out in financial, in accounting. As you can see on the resume that I provided for you, I provided that to you because people are going to ask questions. Why Amber Shepard? What qualifications does she have? And while that palm card is nice and succinct and tells you some of the things that I have going on now, it doesn't really give you full insight. And I was in bookkeeping for a number of years. I started actually, which is not even on there, when I was 15 years old with my Nana, Bella. We worked together at Market Masters, and she actually taught me bookkeeping. And so that progressed, and as you can see, I had numerous positions with bookkeeping while I was continuing on my education. There's a lot of things that I'm good at. I'm good at bookkeeping. There's a lot of things that I'm not good at, like I can't sing by myself. I can sing in the choir, but not by myself. But that wasn't my passion. And I knew there was something missing, and so I began to pray, Lord, put me someplace where I can really be of value, where I can really help people. Because deep down inside, people are my passion. My mom will tell you a story of when I was a little kid. She decided she was going to lay down and take a nap for a little bit. And she will tell you, I've always rooted for the underdog. Well, while she decided to lay down and take a nap, I went into her wallet and got out every credit card that she had in there and gave those credit cards out to all the children in the neighborhood. And when she asked me why I did it, I said because they don't have the things that we have. So she went around and got all her credit cards back, and it was okay, thankfully. But people have always been my passion. I have always had a strong desire to help people. And the Lord opened the door for me to start working at Everest University. And I started there as a representative for the Career Services Department. And our whole role was helping people to secure employment after they finished their college education. we need to do it here at home in our local community first. And I think one of the biggest things that we need to be working on in our school system is preparing our children to go to work or go to school. Less than 50% of the graduates from Clay County school system go to college. College is not for everybody, and I understand that. I kind of waited a little while after I finished my associate degree to continue on with my bachelor degree, as you can see by my resume. It's not for everybody, but they need to be prepared. I have students that graduate from Clay County school systems, from the Clay County school system, that will come through our program. They don't have the slightest idea how to fill out a resume, how to fill out an application, how to even answer simple interview questions. We need to be instilling these values into our children while they're coming up through school. You're either going to go to school or you're going to go to work. What are you going to choose? You're going to go to school or you're going to go to work. The couch is not an option. And I think that we need to start that early on. Start teaching them that from kindergarten. What are you going to be when you grow up? You can do what you want to do, but let's get that mindset going. Let's get them motivated, and let's push them forward to the next phase of their career. When our children are successful in Clay County, it's going to bring about an increase to Clay County. Those children, this is my vision, I would love for employers in Jacksonville to see children from Clay County say, I want that student, I want that graduate, because they graduated from Clay County and I know they have a solid foundation in their education. I know that they're taught to have a strong work ethic. When those children go to work in Jacksonville, they bring that income back to Clay County, and they come back here and they raise their own families here, it just creates increase, and it makes our county better. And then, as a county, we can work on developing our nation and continue that forward. So I have a lot of vision for Clay County. And another reason why I decided that I would listen to the Lord, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. There was a little girl, thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, a long, long time ago. Her name was Hadassah. And she lived in a land far, far, far away. Some say that she lived with her uncle, some say that she lived with her cousin. But she was selected to become a queen of a great nation. And it just so happened that some things were going on. There was an evil, sinister guy in the background, and he was doing everything he could to destroy her people. And her cousin, uncle, sent a message to her through some of her servants saying, you need to go to the king and you need to stand up for us, because if you don't, your people will perish. And she said, oh, no, I can't do that. I'm not the one. And he sent another message to her, and he said, I'm telling you, if you don't do this, the Lord will send a deliverer, but your people will perish. And that stuck to me. If we are not willing to stand up for what is ours and for what is right, our way of life, our culture, our values will perish. It is up to every single one of us to make a decision and to make a commitment to do whatever it is that we can to make a change in our area. If you read further on in the story, in the book of, that is basically the book of Esther, she did stand up and her people were saved. And if you read in the book of Nehemiah, you will see in the beginning of the story of Nehemiah, the king and the queen were in the throne room together. When Esther started out, the queen was separated off into her own chambers, and the king was by himself. And the work that the Lord did through Esther caused a total change in the way that the Babylonian Empire was ran. So now women were actually able to rule together and to sit in there together. And I'm not saying that I'm going to go out here and change the world, but I think we can change Clay County. Amen. And I think the biggest thing that's really the most important to me that you understand is this isn't my campaign. It's not about me. My name might be on it, might say Harmony Shepard campaign. This is for Clay County. I'm doing this so that I can be the voice of the citizens of Clay County. I feel like over the time that I've been at those school board meetings, every time I turn around, it's a policy change to censor citizens. It's a rule change. People are not being treated fairly and respectfully. Their voices are not being heard. I have watched numerous people walk up to that podium, pour their hearts out, tears and everything, and they're just, well, thank you. Something needs to change.
Amen.
The government is no longer listening to the concerns of the people. It's up to the people to stand up and make the change.
Amen.
So if you will look on your table, there are some envelopes, and they have a little sticker, so that way if you decide you want to take them home, you can. Inside each envelope, there is a sheet for providing a contribution if you want to give more towards the campaign so that we can fund all of our signs and things of that. But what I would also like for you to do is to write your name and phone number on the back side of that paper and consider how you might be a part of the campaign process. We have so many opportunities. We need people that are willing to make phone calls, people that are willing to walk with me in neighborhoods, because I don't want to go by myself. You know, it's kind of awkward going by yourself. We need people that are willing to hold cottage meetings. You know, invite a couple of your friends over for lunch or coffee or tea, and I'll come over and we'll just sit casually and talk. And everybody can ask me questions, and I will share how I feel and why I stand where I stand. Obviously, prayer is important, so definitely we need prayer. But I'm looking to each one of you. I feel like you were put here for a time such as this, just as I am. Be involved. If we don't stand up and if we don't make the changes today, it's not going to be here tomorrow. And we're going to look back and we're going to say, where has it gone? And I don't want that for my children. I have a vested interest in Clay County school system, as crazy as they are, God bless them. I have that vested interest. I want our children to be able to have a safe place to go to school, to be able to expect to receive an education and be an environment of true learning, the truth. That's another discussion for another time. And I want them to be able to flourish and grow. I want them to be able to develop into the people that God has created them to be. So, in closing, I thank you all for coming tonight and spending your time. You could be watching football or fishing or hunting